Hey everyone, Dan Longman here at Priority Lending. I hope you're doing well. Hey, so we all know we're in a challenging market right now, right? It's definitely, we've seen quite a bit of a shift here. A lot of this has to do with interest rates going up. So what do we do about it though, right? We got to get creative. It's a different market than what it was at the beginning of the year. Homes are starting to sit more. We're going to see more price reductions. Rates are super high, so we got to find ways to be creative, keep buyers engaged, and be cognizant of their monthly payment because this has gone up quite a bit. So I've talked about this before, but I wanted to do a quick visual here, and this is called a 2-1 buydown. So a 2-1 buydown basically helps the buyer get a lower interest rate for a short period of time, and the seller pays for that savings that the buyer would get in the form of a seller credit. Now, why I think this is great is because the buyer can get their interest rate as low as 2% lower than where they start, which will give them a big relief. And they also have the opportunity in the future to refinance when rates go down. So I'm just going to show you a quick example here. I used a loan amount of $500,000. And this is called a 2-1 buydown. Once again, use a loan amount of $500,000, and I'm going to use our interest rate of about 7% because, believe it or not, that's pretty much where we are right now or where it's heading. So on this typical scenario, $500,000, 7%, the borrower's principal and interest payment, not with tax and insurance, would be $33.26. Okay, and if someone does get a loan, this is pretty much what they'd be looking at. Now, how the 2-1 buydown works is they'd be buying the rate down 2%, so it'd go from 7 to 5, and that's for 1 year. So 1 year, their payment would drop from $33.26 to $26.84. So that's a monthly savings of $642, pretty significant in the first year. That translates yearly to a monthly savings of $7,708. In year 2, it would go down 1% from the initial 7, and then that monthly payment would be $29.97. So not as low as here, right? But $29.97. Monthly savings of $329. Total interest over that 12 months would be $39.45. Now in year 3, it basically goes to the 7% and remains fixed there for the remainder of the term of the loan, which in this case would be 30 years. So they're really getting that relief for 2 years. The first 12 months is the biggest relief. They have a 2% drop. In year 2, it's a 1% drop. But the total savings in the 2 years is $11,653. So that would be the seller credit. The seller could give a credit of $11,653 towards the buyer, and it would go directly to this buy down. So you can imagine, as listing agents out there, you might get, requests for price reductions of, $20,000 or what have you. I mean, and this could be a $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 property that we're just really going off the loan amount. But imagine pitching this idea where they're only having to contribute a little over $11,000, and it will save the buyer quite a bit. Because if I just did a $20,000 reduction in just a regular mortgage payment, it wouldn't be close to these savings. So once again, this is just an idea. This is a strategy that we can offer buyers to keep them engaged, to save them some money in the first couple years when they buy a property. So listen, if you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out. Let's have a more in-depth conversation, because listing agents, this is something that you could put in your MLS listings, that we're offering a seller credit to be used as a 2-1 buydown for the buyer. Buyer's agents, obviously, we want to educate our buyers on this. And if someone doesn't want something like this, we also have creative ways of just doing a standard rate buy down using the seller credit to do a buy down, and that'll certainly help them over the life of the loan. But I think this is probably the better one of the two. But once again, let's reach out, let's talk about it, let's come up with some ideas that we can keep buyers engaged, keep properties moving, okay? We're here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.